Confirm. Man, I'm telling you, when you push this hard to get it done, I need this fan on. I got the AC on right now, but I got the other fan on now. 'Cause man, getting roast and sun, man, I tell you, his hand's covered in sweat. I left my sweat rag around here somewhere, and I couldn't use that when I was out there getting cooked, barbecue, fried, self-cake. So, at least I told you exactly what it does. First, let's keep this on topic. I gotta keep it on topic. I don't need to go on topic. I'm trying to practice on keep it on topic. But, you know, when you question your haters at the end of the day, you question your haters. I try to keep it on topic and more about the screen at the end of the day. Or, you go through what I went through of having these people constantly attacking your company. And now you're able to shove it in their face. Yeah. 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 Direct sunlight, confirm. Got a direct sunlight, confirm. So you're probably thinking, but you were out there and you were in the sun. You could have got it then. No. It didn't work out that way. The sun covered up in the clouds. So I had no way to get to confirm that I could take on direct sunlight until everything happens for a reason. I had talked about going outside and doing the demonstration here and walk outside and suddenly I got no windows and remind you. So last time I checked when I was outside, it was cloudy coming in. It was cloudy with some sunshine out there at one point. And then all of a sudden it just got real cloudy and I said, you know, just walk it back and maybe tomorrow we'll get some sun because it was really cloudy there. And a clouded sky when I walked up there. I was like, oh, we get it confirmed. So we got to confirm. This thing breathes in sunlight. We got to confirm. So now you can put that on the specification sheet. I did do part of the video here with the fish. I did some beta fish. And I did the other part outside in the sun. Yes! For you haters out there who want to talk all this trash, it's some action for a demonstration. Get it done. Get it done. But you know, at least I get a thing of a job done. All jokes aside, I get a thing of my job done. I'm doing my stuff now. I'm not going back out for a while. I'm trying to get my stuff backed up. I got everything I needed. I got a good idea of what we're dealing with this technology. I can write a specification sheet on the camera technology. All that fake stuff, man. Tell you not working. Tell you not working. When it comes to the products, now certified they work. Certified work. Certified think that work. They can't say it 100% contract, though, but they do what they want. Got some of these paints out here. These fans put together products. Stick them in a dark environment with a high power projector. What kind of thing? But it has to put it against superior screen to get that credibility. And then after that, every person makes great paintings, so you have you. It's way in the book. Anyway, I got my confirm for my videos. I did already for the ABS forms. Show them the power that's more powerful than the us, the wonderful ABS Farms, who sat there and said that my products were announced to nothing. For the naysayer who sat there and said the other day that my company is over, I'm like throwing the towel, that product is worth nothing. We got a special video for you today. Yes, sir. I can't text it. It's for you. This videos were made for you and you only. Right here for everybody else jumped out with that. We had to embarrass the naysayer. There you go, naysayer. I did that demonstration in direct sunlight. That's the beta fish moving in direct sunlight, changing colors, no problem whatsoever, reading with no problem whatsoever, in direct sunlight. Man, I tell you. We did the fireplace enough. I figured that the beta fish would be fun. Show my projector at 300 lumens. Look at all the lights slamming my projector. Look at it in its true power. Well, we did do the fireplace for fun. I forgot we did the fireplace. Just get on the bus. Forget about us. Put that blame on me. I don't find that yellow ribbon around the old tree. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, hopefully my videos will have my fun. What's up? I was just turning off your notifications. We got 16 videos uploaded. We got a lot done on that screen. 16 videos from the door, different locations, all outside. Majority of them outside. So, we're about to shoot on here and the other channels. They don't shut notifications up over there. But anyway, so we're about to blow this up. That technology, that camera technology, 39 the track record of being outside about 16 times. We got 2 of them, and actually 3 of them in direct sunlight. What was a goldfish? Crystal clear, pulled up, even changed the colors in sunlight, didn't even fade. That's the gamer technology. So if that thing was able to read outside in direct sunlight, that's 100,000 lux. Well, we were in the afternoon, so 120,000 lux of sunlight in the afternoon. That means at the end of the day, that imagine what they do inside. My buddy said about getting a simulator. He wants to drive a simulator. I'm getting one for myself outside of my backyard. So that way I can be outside driving in the beautiful weather with my whole simulator set up. You got that technology. Boom. This is amazing. Amazing. Outside. To change colors. Even the fish change colors. Direct sunlight. Nothing can stop us. It's all the way up. Now it's time to put the flex in. Apex. One video down, just to show people how hard they hate this be hating on my channels. I mean, they be in there like 5 and 10 videos, top 5 and 10 just cursing and screaming at me. You know what we do? We leave them open on purpose because we know you're gonna come in here. Man, we basically copy and paste all that mess, all that crying, and show them the people from their hard job. Like, yo, I go hard, man. Why y'all so? Why is it they don't like that? They don't try to make anything. Nothing. Just cry. Well, I can imagine. I let people see my haters. Let's see, yeah. Well, get ready. I'm gonna cry about this. These are amazing. Man, that game is insane. Well, for a game of screens, there'll never be a paint. I never saw the paint ever. But did I back it? Did I back it? Did I say I can go outside anytime I want to do a video? I backed it, right? I started doing a video. Now I see y'all do it. I forgot you can't simple. That's one thing I like about that technology. The power to go where we want. Like I said, in business meeting. Yeah, that's where I want this stuff. Watch, we're on the parking lot. Show your video. Just like that. I just said I was going to do it, right? I just came back. I'm posting a video right now. I'm going to do another one today. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say, hey, come on outside your video. We'll be coming back in. Say, there you go. I know, man. It's going to be cursing you guys. At 15%. Right now on Facebook. I just told you on camera I was going to go outside and do a video, didn't I? I did it right in direct sunlight at 300 lumens. Did I not say I was going to do it? Did I not say I was going to do it? Okay, good. So when I tell you in the day that you can crush your company in minutes, we can develop technology. This technology we developed yesterday in 20 minutes. It does this now. Take it outside. To back up its game capabilities. Go outside and back it up so much. How about you guys do it for us? How about you take the great pace and outdated paint and overpriced, expensive, certified paints and go match us? And the company said, they were in the bird on the sea. Don't work outside. Where's your demonstrations of yourself working outside? You can't say something works outside and you've never tested, especially in direct sunlight, so you can't do anything about that. You don't have the technology. Well, there's another video for you on Facebook. Let's explain to why our technology is better than the old traditional. There we go again. Ambient light rejection technology. not. But, kind of made the statement that electronics were gimmicks, right? That's what you said. So that when you see me in court, your life is over. You want to take it off then? I can back myself up. Even outside about that too. You said I was a scammer. Now, you make the statement that I'm a scammer. You make the statement that everything I do makes me a scammer. That's what you said. There you go. So that means if we go out there and entertain the fact, with all my screens open in the courtroom, net technology reasons, sunlight, what do you think is going to happen to you when you come back in the room? What do you think the judges will decide? How much money do you think you're going to lose in that process? How much of your freedom do you think is going to be snatched away from you in that process? Your life is about to change in a dramatic way. Ooh, that was good. This is where people in court beg. They beg very well because they're scared. You'll lose everything. There's no way to get out of that situation. You know where you're going. You're going to jail. You're going to a very bad place where bad things happen every single second. You don't want to go there, but you know you're going. And this is where people break down and cry and beg. The problem is, we don't care. You have to do your time. Everybody has to. You have to pay for it. Another location on the technology. Because it's an instinct. Possibly you're in. Maybe if I beg hard enough, this guy maybe he'll let it go. We're giving you that time already. Give you. We already gave you time. Time to pay. So 2 phone calls that came in, they're lawyers. Actually, they represent a new lawsuit. Something will be filed against you in the court. Once they reach federal court, to consider fraud charges. Fraud charges carry time. In federal, civil, so much you can get some time in civil, but federal is where you get heavy lawsuits, kind of more maximum jail time. That's why they're pushing for federal, because how big the case is. Got the Stone came in involved with other people. You know how bad this is looking for you. It's like if you're the getaway driver to a bank robber. And these guys tell you they're just going to go and rob the bank. They don't go and rob the bank. They keep a whole lot of people. Guess what? You're going to get the same amount, almost nearly the same amount of time you're going to get. Than a person where they went in and they just robbed the bank and left. Time can be a little more lenient. When somebody dies in that situation, that first degree murder, you can get passed on that nonsense too because you were involved in it. Being an associate can get you in a lot of trouble. So, because that guy started all that nonsense involved in these lawsuits now involved in that company over here, oh, that's the change. It's going to get people a lot of time in jail. And those who are involved in it, yeah, it's a conspiracy charge pops up. They're horrible, man. Otherwise, you're going to get that time too. Sometimes that 1 year you could have gotten, that 2 year can go up to 10 years over that mess. When it comes down to whoever squeals the most gets less time. And if we did put a bargain in for you, you're going to squeal each other anyway. That's the kind of town kind of you are. You're squealing each other left and right. You're like watching rats fight each other, trying to deal with a sinking ship. in. Investors drop their money in my banking account. I go in and send my sample sheets to all the big companies, show them what to do for them. Do for them. I would use ad tech. As is ad tech, certain versions of it. You can advertise in their storefront windows with giant displays and anything you want. We can work with museums. And we can go anywhere we want to go. Our screens go anywhere they want to go. They work anytime they want to. That's the slogan. We go anywhere we want to go. We work any time of the day. That's our slogan. Can you say that? Can't say it. Wait, I went on a gaming screen outside playing around. Gaming outside is a breeze. So, you think the customer is going to want your product after seeing this thing on display? I mean, buy that OLED clear TV, put it against our technology. You see that black paint does? It's like a monitor right next to it. Monitor didn't have 12,000 in the screen and 12,000, sorry, 24,000 over sitting over. It did, yeah, had but show you that we can actually put our screen in the room with the projector, not the projector in the room with us. I should name this screen paint called Crush. It's designed to do the crushing, all types of crushing. Crush your screen, crush the crushing. No, he crushed the screen, he crushed it, crushed it. Scary parties in next series, or if your family member has one of those screens. Oh my goodness. What would you do? Heavens to Murgatroyd. Your family sees my technology? Or did you $100 they want over yours? What would you do? Would you stop talking to them because they have one of my screens? That shows you how petty-minded you are. If my neighbor had one of his screens, I wouldn't care. But I care for it. At the end of the day, just come over and show you how bad your screen works. I literally could have made that from house paint. Made it himself. Other than that, don't care. But you care enough. I should send free screens to all your family members just for fun. So they can do the comparison themselves on how more superior we are. So we'll put up something. Their family members will get a free screen from us. Ooh, that's going to hurt, ain't it? That's really going to hurt. They're going to come like, oh my God, his screen is freaking amazing. I am outside watching a soccer game. This is what you were going against? You were out of your league. I want them to tell you. I think nothing's more important, because I can tell you out of your league, and I can show you out of your league, but nothing hits harder than having one of your family members tell you you're out of your league. I'm going to do that. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. I'm going to tell you right now, you can tell me to get rid of it. We're not getting rid of that screen. It's better than yours. What you mad about? What you need for? What you mad about? It is better than yours. Your house paint's under my desk right now. It's way better than your house paint. You can't even pull up outside. The same paper that screen. We took your screen out there. We took him out there. You go out there in the sun. He disappeared. Batman couldn't find you. He's a World War detective. Just couldn't find you. Just disappeared. Boop. Going. You want to go again? Take you outside again. I'll take you out there. I'll take you out there and put a Batman action figure right next to it so even Batman can't find it. Oh man, that'd be funny. Now you get me started. I'm about to do that now. Which I think about it. I think about it a lot. I already know for the door that they watch my videos. I know that for the door they watch my videos. Come on. Someone sitting there ranting about somebody all day long, right? You don't check them out and see what they rant about. Human nature. When they look at my products, what I do, I'm outside, inside, whatever, for the environment, and look at you demonstration, you're stuck in some dark environment with multi-price machines. And they hear me talk about how your products suck. How your screen paints are matching house paint, how you made it this, how you gave us back our money. They heard all that. Why don't you give back the money for something better than that? Why don't you send it over to something better than that? They watch my demonstrations of you being stuck in these dark apartments, dungeon master environments. And I'm outside playing. Got screens bouncing off ceilings, off floors. Yeah. So your family knows about my stuff already. The only reason why they haven't purchased one of my screens to display, I'm trying to show you respect at the end of the day. If you ever get to an argument with them, they don't like it, they're going to upset you, you're going to buy a screen, rub it in your face. Nobody wants that freaking house pint. Jamie was born. Him and Partey were born in the Wild West era. Even McAfee. I can see these guys running around with some kind of rickety wagon selling a magic mixtures. I can see it. Actually, going from town to town to town, promising people you would heal all their ailments and pains and all that. And since the salesperson would be McAfee, McAfee would come up with the crutch on his leg, and he's got his freaking rag around his face and the toothaches, and he would just be all busted up. And Jamie said, "What's the magic elixir? It'll work for you. It'll heal all your pains and aches and everything. Young man there, what happened to you?" And then, they all know each other. He would give us a story that he was in a really bad accident, fell off his horse, and the wheel came off, and the horses took off, and he was hurt really, really bad. He can't afford doctor bills. They're way too expensive. Jamie said, "Come talk to me, sir. I have something for you." But they don't have any money. You don't need any money. I'm going to let you sample, show you how amazing this is. And the clouds are the blind. And he gets a teaspoon of this elixir, and all of a sudden, he starts limping a little bit, and he starts walking, and he's dancing the streets, kicking off his rag and his crutches, and he's laughing and jumping and having fun. And all these people run to that little stand, thinking that sugar water is going to heal all their pains and suffering. Yep, they do that from town to town to town. Ripping people off. That's what you do now. Ripping people off in your pains. But life has a way of catching up to you. Because some of these merchants who did this stuff going to a town made a bump into a professional gunfighter. Had a little toothache or something, thinking this would heal them. Chances he don't have to go to the dentist and get it pulled, because they got money. They rob and kill every day. They got money on them. They save a few dollars. They don't have to go see the doctor because he don't want to get his tooth pulled. He'd rather just have something to heal it. And he goes out and buys your elixir. Goes back to the hotel, finds out it's nothing but sugar water that's caused him more pain. He vowed that if he sees you ever again, he's going to take you out. And sure enough, life is like that. It has a way of catching up to you. You guys be in town doing a little song and dance, and he'll just happen to be sitting in a saloon somewhere, and somebody said, "Hey, you know that guy who ripped you off? You never talk about it." He said, "Yeah, he's out there right now." I said, "You got to be kidding me." I said, "You know what's going to happen? That gunfighter's going to walk through those double doors, see you, and he's going to lay into you. He's going to give you a warning. You don't even care who's in front of you. You don't care. He's going to lay into you. And none of you're going to run. Fine, he's a professional gunfighter. This guy's extremely good. Yeah, he's going to lay you out. By the end of the day, you're all going to be sitting in a pine box. Take a nice picture of you. He's just going to disappear somewhere, and that's the end of it. That's what happened to a lot of people back when they ran scams back then. I looked up scammers from those particular areas. There were scammers in every century. Even the era of Christ, we know that from the door. People went in and basically were selling special sacrificial lambs. If you bought this particular sacrificial lamb, freezing now, it guarantees you to basically be saved by God. You know how dangerous that is at the end of the day. There's Old Testament too, which makes it dangerous. New Testament. Makes it extremely dangerous. Preachers do that today. There's a guy who used to come on TV. He said he had these special prayer cloths. If you bought one of these prayer cloths, they could actually heal you. There's another guy who had a booth. There's a booth with all these, I don't know, make it look fancy, whatever, stained glass and whatever, that he can go into that booth and heal a man in Michigan. There's powers in that booth. I think people wonder why they end up type 4 cancer and the most jacked up stuff you could possibly think of only a few days later. You mess around with God, you find out. You blaspheme against the Holy Spirit, you will definitely find out. You're not going to heaven, you're definitely going to hell. Well, yeah. And then you have people today who still do it, like Fernando. He's a scammer. He's a professional scammer. Because his company's going to court, and he's going to have to show a ton of paperwork on that company showing it's actually existing. Not only that, the paint he has matches a ton of house paint. A lot of problems. And then we got that refusal box in the decimal using this in the course, though. He had a little group with them, and they were running around scamming people. Even Rogers jumped on that bandwagon. Rogers stuff was also scam paint, too. That goopity goop, come on, man. He was sending you down 16 ounces of paint, regular house paint, and 16 ounces of water. That's why we got the second cell phone here. Because he made some statement by saying that the water acts as a delivery system to keep the product from evaporating. I got your video, by the way, so that you know, for court. He made that statement. No, man, he put that water in to try to give it a thin light coating, to try to thin out the texture. Because he kept saying it's a thin light coating, almost like a skin-like coating, over and over and over again. You put water in it. That's what you did. And what happens is you put water in paint, it separates. That's what happens because it's not supposed to be in there. So when the customer gets it, they're going to see this separation of water and paint. And you're saying, oh no, it's just put in there to act as a delivery system to keep the paint from evaporating. So you know what we did? We bought a second cell phone. You know why? I was going to buy your paint, drain all the water out of your can, put the cell phone on a 1 hour or 3 or 4 hour stream so you can see it. Go in there and watch it anytime, a stream, and they're going to come in and pop the top and see the paint disappear. That's why he pulled the groupity go and got rid of it. And he came back with that PSP nonsense, that range game crap. Yeah, scammer. Can't back none of that stuff up. That's why you canceling states left and right. Give them back money. Other one does the same thing too. But anyway, yeah, I looked up. A lot of those people, man, who did that stuff from town to town to town, man, they were murdered in the worst ways possible. Gee, beheaded. The worst one I've seen, the horses, good gracious, they tie each limb to a horse and they take off and they rip you in half. Tie to train tracks, which is actually a really serious, real thing. There are a lot of people getting tied to train tracks. Yeah, dynamite. They're figuring all kinds of ways to get rid of them, man, all the time. Some were drowned, some had their throat cut, some were shot out in the open. Yeah. Rob a gunfighter at the end of the day, they're going to find you. Yep. That's so weird. That elixir water, trying to fool people, make them think they're healing them. They got that one guy, he works for them, they don't know that. They don't know that at all. As a matter of fact, they have them walk around the town for a couple of days, because, you know, everybody knows everybody's face in the town. And they walk around town for a couple of days in the town, people get to know him, so it doesn't seem like he's a stranger that came out of nowhere. They had all kinds of ways of ripping people off. Some of them were successful and died and lived long life, and some didn't. Some didn't get that far. All different ways of getting rid of them. Shoot you in the leg, stick you out there in the desert. Yeah, you won't make it. They know you won't make it. Your buzzers will eat your bird food. Yep. Well, yeah, they had them in the biblical days. They stole from God. You know who steals from God? And just as equal to those people in the day, steal from God. You know, imagine it going, well, they do it now. They do it now. People just try to get rich off God. I have no idea why they do that. That's the dumbest thing ever. I always said to myself, I would like to meet one of these guys. And I met one. Mr. Williams is one. Except for Mr. Williams. Williams is not a preacher at all in any way whatsoever. Nowhere in the world. You're going to be understanding biblical studies. And some of the words in the Bible are freaking huge. And he can't even spell fence. I don't think you have any... No, forget it. Especially the weird stuff you're doing. Half-naked pictures of yourself and claiming to be a preacher at the same time? Man, if you found out the pastor of your church was sending pictures out like that, you wouldn't even be in there, or a congregation would split up in a place like that. Nobody's gonna be dealing with that nonsense. It's bad enough you got to sleeping with the women in the church. I think that's the reason why I don't trust churches anymore. I just don't. I'd rather pray to the Lord here or any other place than going to a church. I refuse to go to a church. I don't care. I've seen too much stuff, man. I've seen too much stuff. I don't trust them. I just don't. I mean, that knucklehead, at the end of the day, he caused people never want to go into a church ever again. Nope, I've seen too much stuff in churches. People steal left and right. People in the church steal left and right. Got an answer for all that stuff. And you convincing people at the church, man, people be drinking, smoking, fighting, carrying on. Can I say all of them? No, you can't say all of them. That's virtually impossible. There are some that do good. I just seen so much bad at one point that I just can't even recognize the good, and if they are good, I can't see them. I just seen too much bad stuff I had. I think most people had that experience in the church. There's too much stuff going on, man. Too much stuff. In the sitting area, to this day, what the heck is that? You know, you never in the Bible it talks about you can't exalt yourself over another. Somebody from a church explained that one to me. Why in the world is the sitting area like that? You have it where you have people sitting. It's a ranking system, literally, because you have seats here, and seats here, which is funny because that's the opposite in sports. In sports, the farther down you are, the more better you are. You right there right there on the dugout, behind the dugout, or behind the empire. Which is, when you think about it, that's strange because the lower your seats are, same thing in the concert. The lower your seats are, the more expensive they are. I mean, you up there. Which then again, I don't understand why the skybox seats are so. Yeah, I don't get that part because you're higher up. You're past the nosebleeds in there. That's why they got circuit TVs in there. That's just stupid. Could have went home and did that. But anyway, so yeah. But that's what they have in church. Why do they have it that way? What is the meaning of having people here, and people up top? Because the people up top, well, they're kings. Because you're looking down on someone. You're up top looking down on everybody else that's beneath you. And these people here, the last row, are higher than the people down there that are worshiping you. Not worshiping, they should be worshiping you, they're worshiping God. But that's what it kind of looks like. So I sit there and ask my mom. My mom couldn't even say, you know, so I got a bit of a good question there. Yeah, so why is the seating area like that? Because you know what happens when you sit up in those seats? The devil comes. The devil comes with a lot of pride. That's where he comes in. You're not supposed to give him any kind of way in because he'll find something in that. Yeah, if you think that, oh yeah, you're better than all of them. Look at them. And the people, if a seat opens up here, I bet you they'll fight down here to get up there. Especially when they give them special robes and stuff. Now, the preacher, the priest or whatever, minister or whatever, he has a robe that's a garment she's supposed to wear to represent that church. But when they start going out their means and getting all kinds of stuff, like fancy stuff and everything to make them so go higher and more exalted, we're done. We're done. We're gone. Put yourself on a pedestal. You're never supposed to put yourself on a pedestal. Everybody is seen the same way through the eyes of God. You're not special because you're rich. You're not special because you're this, because maybe you're poor and you've been more humble. No, everybody's seen the same way. But yet they do that. I'm never going to stand in the sitting area. Why are you guys so high up? You ever sit in them seats before? I have. The church is over and everything. Everybody's running around, trying to put the seats down. You're looking down at everybody. You're literally looking down at everybody. So what's the purpose of that seat? Yeah, they steal from the church. They steal from the church. I don't get how that even works. You know you can't get away with that, right? You know God saw you do it. What is going on in your mind at the time? That's got to be demon. You're demon possessed at that one point. Like, you know God saw you do it. Somebody in the church didn't see it. No, but God saw you do it. That's the one you're going to answer to in the end. That's what you can answer to right now if you want it. Remember they had that Tammy Faye? Tammy Faye, I forgot her husband, stole all that money. And then they went on and did this whole thing, did a whole movie about them. She used to wear all this heavy eyeliners, and when she cried, it ran all down her face and everything. Made it look like she was more sincere with God and stuff. Oh man, maybe it's something about them seats I don't understand. That's why I ask questions. They just don't feel right to me. That's what I feel. They just don't feel right to me. I don't think anybody should be exalted high. But they got her crying and everything, talking about how he slept with other women and he cheated on her and stuff like that. It comes to confession. But sometimes people use a confession to get more members. But while they're really honest, they went out there and they just confessed everything. At the end of the day, I have more respect than that. Yeah, you go. Can't be following the man. You never go to church. When a person's in the church and they're talking about the reverend this and reverend, it's not where you go. And for the reverend at the end of the day, or priest, wherever you are, it ain't about you. It ain't about you. It's about God. That's about God 100%. It has nothing to do with you. Your job is to go in there and preach the word. That's basically about it. You see Jesus get exalted like that? No, ever. Not ever. Moses, any one of the guys? You have Paul, you have Simon, Mike, any of those guys get exalted. None of them. They're about as humble can be. And some of these preachers coming out there with $30,000, $40,000 suits, jewelry, all this stuff. Not just, and people think it's all black. No, no, no. Them guys that drive around on billion-dollar jets, they ain't black. They're white. There's one of the guys that's black. He's trying to get a billion-dollar jet. So, because people stereotype say, oh, only black people do that. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. They all. Race has nothing to do with it. The devil don't see race. You know that? The devil don't see race. The only thing the devil sees is how dumb I can get you so I can take you. That's all he sees at the end of the day. He don't care who he's taking. He don't care if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese. He don't care if you're alien or whatever. He don't care. As long as he can get you, it doesn't matter. If he can get you to become racist and kill a bunch of people, and so what? Don't care. He's going to get you, them, and everybody else. He ain't going to get no free get-out-of-jail-free card. Oh, Satan, I went and killed a bunch of people. I know it happy. Yeah, because it made me more happy. Me taking you too, because you're going to suffer with the rest of them, because I hate you. You know why Satan hates you so much? Because you're made in the image of God. Yeah, some people out there that are kind of petty, that they'll hate their kids because they look like the father. Some fathers will hate their kids because they look like the mother. Is it their fault? Is it them? It's not their fault. You made them. There are people petty like that. So man is made in the image of God. And the devil hates God. That means he hates you. And he's going to tell you to do dumb stuff so he can get you in the area where he's going to be at. You can burn and suffer with him. And you'll go out and do it. Right? Yeah. Steal from God. I don't get that. He ain't taking any of that with you. All that money you stole from God, you think he's going to take 100% of that with you? You won't take that with you. Man, this is Old Testament, your whole entire family, your entire bloodline. It didn't care. Kids, children, babies, that was your bloodline they're cutting off. They stoned you to death. Nothing of it. I know people thinking that, wow, kids too? Kids too. They cut your bloodline off completely. And they wrong with that kind of stuff. Jesus came back because he saw the corruption of man. Man giving these sacrificial fake lambs, telling people, if you pay more for this one, this is guaranteeing you to be saved. You can go out and commit all the crimes you want. As long as you got this special lamb, you are good to go. All kinds of lies. That's why God made one sacrifice and one sacrifice only, which was Jesus Christ. And that was the final and last of all sacrifices right there. So got people playing games with it. Yep. Check out people playing games with it. We got everything uploaded here. I'm uploading stuff everything. Why I told you. There's one in the church. That guy came out of there. The guy has three of these billion-dollar jets. I think it's three of these billion-dollar jets. Mega churches. And he got nasty with this guy. He was talking to him about something. And told him, well, I'll wake up tomorrow, I'll be rich, but you'll be poor tomorrow. Right, that's messed up. He's supposed to be a man of God in the church. Then turns around and says, I'll call the radio station, I'll get you fired. No, I ain't. The guy didn't say anything nasty to him. The guy disagreed on something that he said. And he threatened to have his job taken away because he wouldn't agree with what he thought he was 100% right, which was not right what he was doing. If you're stealing from God, what you're saying, your mouth don't mean jack. That's why he threatened the guy to take this guy's job. And then they're all up on stage together. There's a black guy, there's another black guy in there. There's two of them. There's two of them. I think there's two black guys in there. But anyway, they're all up on stage, showing up their great wealth and stuff like that because God wanted his servants to be wealthy. Yeah. Okay. You get wealth, it's a blessing of wealth. We're not supposed to be wealthy, but God does bless us with wealth. He blesses us. Certain people are blessed with wealth, and certain people are not blessed with wealth. Some people are made to be rich, some people are made to be poor. But how you handle it and how you do it, at the end of the way, is how your life is going to end up. In the next life, you will end up poor. You'll be in purgatory. You will burn. You will be tortured. You'll be in pain forever. And the person who's poor, like the rich man and the poor man, you went to paradise. You got to be careful what you get on this earth. It can be a blessing or a curse, and how it turns out. If God points you in the right direction, it'll be a blessing. If the devil gets his hands on it, it'll be your curse. But that guy got up there on stage and had a nerve to say, when the rapture comes, these people can have it. I'm not going to need it anymore. No, you're not going, buddy. You're not going. Nope, you'll be down there burning the lake of fire with Satan and all his followers with no problem whatsoever. You're not going to heaven. I had a nerve to say that on stage. Well, I don't care about that yet. They can all have it when they're down here in purgatory, and I'm going to heaven. I ain't gonna need it. You ain't going to heaven. You'll be here with that jet, and you'll be burning, but you ain't going to heaven with that. No way in the world. And there's another church. If I find a church, I'll show you the picture of it. Another church. They got a huge banner draped over the side of the church, and got the male, the husband and wife, pastor of that church. That's not your church at the end of the day. That's God's church. That's his house. It's not your house. Why is your banner draped over the side of a church like it's yours? When we get in church, I hear people saying, pastor this and pastor that, pastor this and pastor, oh, that pastor is... No, but you're worshiping the man. You're literally having worship of the man. Now, you say anything about the pastor, or you get all nasty, oh, you don't know about the pastor. Show us thing. Well, that shows me right there how you guys are all connected up in here. Bye. Yep. Now, have I ever found a good church? Quite frankly, no. I've not. You always see something. That's more than you see. Definitely what I see. I've seen when it came close. Nope. When people say, oh, Satan can't come into the church, Satan walks in church. You're walking there. Satan walks in heaven, it says in the Bible. God saw Satan, said, where are you going? He said, to and fro. Satan goes to heaven and bargain on your soul sometimes. He did it with Job. Taking that conversation with God, like, hey, I bet you if I touch him right there, that guy's, which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite? Which one's your most loyal? Which one serves you? That one right there. He said, okay. I bet you I can get him to curse you. They say, no, you can't. So I can get him to curse you. I bet you. The guy said, okay. Don't kill him. Satan went to work. Satan came in and wiped out all his cattle, killed them all. He came in and killed his wife, he killed his kids. He took everything from them. The devil came back and says, okay, look, I took it all from watch. He's going to curse you. God didn't curse. He didn't curse God. He praised him. The devil said, okay. If you let me touch him. He goes, if you touch him, don't kill him. He says, okay, let me touch him. I bet you if I put him in agonizing pain, he's going to curse you. Satan came back and touched him. He had boils that popped up all over his skin. He had open wounds. He was in pain. He was in suffering in the streets. Covered up in the ashes in order to keep his body cool from the pain. And Satan cursed God. Satan goes back and he tries something else. He goes, well, I'm pretty sure if his people turned against him, his friends turned against him, they prosecuted him. I guarantee he'll curse you this time. I said, go ahead. The devil went there, and his friends came up against him, and raised her heel against her. You must have did something wrong. Here's a man of great power, great wealth, and all is taken from you. Now you're sitting there reduced to ashes. The dogs lick your wounds. You're sitting in the middle street for all to see. And now his people come upon him and they shame him. They accuse him of doing something evil, something he did to deserve such a horrible punishment. Job didn't curse God. So, what happened to Job? Job was blessed. Job got his... Now, that's why he didn't come back and passed on. Job got remarried again, got his wife, his kids, and he got everything back 10 times fold. So, when you guys at the end of the day see a person, a Christian person, any Christian person, and the Lord puts them in a certain situation, and you come and you basically jump on a whole pile to curse them and try to torment them and whatever, you have no idea what's waiting for you. That's what I told you already. Satan's already lining you up to get ready to take what's belonging to him. And keep popping your head with dumb stuff, keep you occupied, while his other things planned. He's playing other things for you. So those people came against Job, attacked him, and see through all that. People say, well, I don't want to go through a situation like that. What Job went through is an amazing blessing. To lose everything, to be taken everything from you and be left with absolutely nothing is the best blessing in the world. You see so much more clearly. You see past all the clutter. You see God, eye to eye. Best way to get close to God. That's what Job, he saw eye to eye with God. Even though he was serving the Lord, he saw even farther into it. The object is get as close as God as you possibly can. If you want to be sitting in its back pocket, you want to be as close to it as you possibly can. But also, too, it's a test of true faith. It's a test to have it all taken from you. And it's a test of true faith. At the end of the day, how much trust do you have in God? If you have nothing left, if you have no one you can depend on in this world, no one you can go to for anything at all, period, and all you have is God, that's your true faith right there. I'd rather have that any day in the week. I lose it, and I've been in situations where I've had everything and I've lost everything. Ended up on a tree homeless, ate out of trash cans, lost it all, everything, nothing left to me at all. $10, about $15, but no, sorry, $20 in my pocket. That's it. So I had left. I called the family member. She let me come down to Delaware. But nothing left. All the gone. For a minute, I had everything I could want. The next minute, I had nothing. The only person I can trust on is God. That's only by true faith. And that's what happened to Job. He lost everything. Devil sees at the end of the day that couldn't break him because his loyalty to God was bonded. So when you guys tried that crazy stuff to me at the end of the day, I was bonded to God the day that I walked into that prison. You didn't know me, you didn't know anything about me or anything about my world and how I went through. You knew nothing about me. You only know me because I'm on YouTube. But you know about my relationship I have with God, and you question that. You sat there and you questioned the relationship I have with my Lord. You have went against and questioned his blessings. You can try to take them away from you. How much more your punishment will be in the next life. In this life also too. Do I sit there and say at the end of the day that I wish you burn in hell forever? No, I'll never say that. I say I hope you get saved one day. Find your true path for God. But I know it's coming for you. I wouldn't wish hell on anybody. That's why you be careful about telling people to go to hell. You want to understand how things are going to be in the next in the life to come? Read Revelations in the Bible. People are afraid of their Revelations. They're terrified of it. Why are they so terrified of Revelation? What's in there that scares people to death? Yep. Nothing you ever read before your entire life. When I was reading the Bible and I was trying to understand it because I couldn't read the big words of it all, and Mom gave me the English version of it to understand it, I got mine through a blessing because I was listening to Family Radio, and in Family Radio there's Bible Fellowship, the Bible Fellowship, they read about the Bible. When I started reading it, it started on the same chapter I was reading on. So if I didn't understand, if I read it the best that I could, the Lord, when I would hear the scripture of the big words I couldn't understand, and it would be explained to me. But when I read that book, I saw visions. I saw vivid visions of everything in that book. And when it was so vivid, when Revelations came out, I was terrified. I didn't want to see it. Even though I'm saved, even though I have a great opportunity to go to heaven, I was still terrified to see this. I don't want to say that. Yeah, but yeah, give us some revelations. That's what's waiting for you. What goes on in there is what's waiting for you. There are biblical creatures that will come out that are not of this earth in any way whatsoever. There's a beast that's going to rise from the ocean. 7 heads. It's supposed to be Satan. The 7 seals. He still opens up a curse. That's when the earth's going to be plagued with earthquakes, fire. It said it's going to be so horrible that people will cry out to God. So that the mountains land on top of them and kill them, but they can't die. There's no word that describes it. People think it's war. It's no word that describes what that is. Because in war, you have, when each party, as they're fighting, these people are really, they're in danger, yes, of being killed, but they're not all in danger at the same time. This one, imagine if you're having a war and even the enemy and let's put it away, both parties, say, better way to put it in, blue and green. So blue and green are fighting each other, all right? But imagine blue and green running side by side, trying to get away. That's what you're going to face. Put it that way. So it's not war in any way whatsoever, because everybody's running. Everybody. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. What's going to happen? Yep, absolutely awful. People get caught up in this world. Satan, prince of the air, makes it so you can get caught up in this world very easy. You have a certain amount of time to be here. He'll make sure he's the king of things running out of time. He's the king of it. He'll keep you wound up in this world. For Whitney Houston at the end of the day, beautiful voice, powerful voice, gift. She was definitely a God-given gift. Some people do have the ability to sing like angels. She was given that kind of power. Father was a person of the church. They were church people at the end of the day. Here comes the devil. See her blessing given to her. He wants that blessing. Let me figure a way how I can use that from my vantage point to get that soul. Bring somebody into her life that was corrupt and evil. Took his soul too on top of that. Well, she's not dead yet, but it's working to get that soul if he don't get his act together. But he's also corrupt. He got caught up in the light too. Remember when he was on New Edition back in the day? And look at him now. New Edition was innocent, having fun, singing these girl songs and stuff and everything. And now look at him. That's the devil in time right there. She got caught up in that world out there. And the devil took her. Took her daughter too. They don't have no second chance. Got no way to get back over. No way to fix it. No way to do it. They're just there now. So you know what? That's where you guys are heading. You're heading there. Let me tell you a little secret about Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird, when I tell you at the end of the day that I know Satan, that I walked on that side of the fence, at one point in my life I got possessed. Yeah. I wouldn't even call it an opportunity. I got a chance to see what was on the other side of the fence. It talked to me. It spoke to me. Made me believe that I was invincible, that I couldn't die. That all feared me. I thought this rage, his arrogance, his pride. No, if the devil was suffered. It was one of his allegiance, one of the legions. Yeah, I got possessed when I was in my teen years. That's what walked into the church carrying a butcher knife. That's what froze and couldn't move. And when I was unfrozen by God, it told me to get up and run. And I ran. I spent nights in the graveyard. All kinds of stuff. Yep. I was possessed. And I saw a glimpse of it, which I hope I never see it ever again, as long as I live. It was so terrifying that when I was running, I remember when the preachers came and I started running up the stairs, I was galloping like a dog up the stairs. When I got to that window, I saw it. I didn't see the truth of it, I saw enough of it. You know, I ran down the stairs so fast, I came down head first. And those preachers surrounded me and held me down. I would have jumped off the side of the building just to get away from it. Knowing I was going to die didn't make a difference. I just wanted to get away from it. You have no idea what it's waiting for you. I try warning you over and over again. That stuff you do, all those letters and stuff, that doesn't bother me. It don't harm me in any way whatsoever. I'm protected by God. Splatter my face all over the internet, carrying all that stuff, that don't bother me because I'm protected by God. My path is through Him. You don't control the destiny of my life. God does. But I know what's telling you to do those things, and I've seen what's telling you to do those things. And I guarantee if you saw it in your true form, I'm telling you what you would die. You would die from sheer fear. I haven't told anybody that story in years. The reason why I'm telling you now, because I'm telling you, gentlemen, you better get it together quick. You have no idea what's sitting outside your house watching you every single day. That's why I pray every single day. That's why I try to keep it close to God every day. I lose my temper sometimes. I can turn around and say, Lord, I put in your hands. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Help me move forward. I don't give it an inch at all in any way whatsoever. I saw that thing leave out of my body and go through that window, and I saw it look right back at me. I jumped from that window to the staircase head first. Rolled down those stairs and ran to those preachers, and they circled me and prayed. I'll never forget that as long as I live. That's why I stay close to God every single day. I know it's out there watching me, and I know why it's mad, because He lost me. I'm staying close to God as close as I possibly can be. Never forget that as long as I live. Nothing. That's why the Lord allowed me to see those things while I was coming up. Those demons I saw. But never ever forget. Never walk down that road. Alright, I'm going to work on my PC a little bit offline. Sad thing about it is, I can tell that story, and the devil will get in their heads that fast and say, oh, he's just being weak at it. So, alright, play the game. That's all I can say. Gotta go.